Okay, guys, occasionally the topic comes up, converting a Crosley to 12 volts. This won't work for everybody. It won't work on everybody's car. If you're going to keep the car original, don't do this. Just leave the generator in there. It's fine. It'll do the job. The only reason I swapped this one out, I wanted to be able to run 12 volt fan, 12 volt water pump, or 12 volt fuel pump, I'm sorry, and tachometer, so I made it 12 volts. The first thing you're going to need is that jack shaft right there. That replaces the generator. That will make it able for you to still turn the water pump. Got to have the water pump. That jack shaft's available. It came on Crosley generator sets. It's not a big deal to find. They turn up at Wasion and other places. Dave's probably got them, so not hard to find. Now, we go over here to the charging system. I went with a 12 volt alternator off of a Geo tracker. It's about an 80 amp alternator. I had to fabricate a bracket. That bracket bolts to the fan bolts of the original fan that was on the car. I now use an electric, so I don't need that. It's fabricated out of aluminum and quarter-inch aluminum. Just make it fit the generator you get, or the alternator you get. Not a big deal. Now we'll go over here. Let's talk about that starter. Leave the 6 volt starter alone. As long as you don't crank end on end on end, it will be fine. And you're going to find out the car's going to fire up much quicker with that 12 volts going through that 6 anyway. It'll be fine. All the cables and wiring in these cars are more than adequate to handle 12 volt. Matter of fact, if they handle 6, they'll handle 12 with ease. So don't worry about the wiring. Now, one thing you will need to do, that starter solenoid right there, that's going to have to be a 12 volt unit. You'll burn up a 6 volt. So get that. They're everywhere. You know, Ford used them for 150 years. No big deal to find. Any box store's got it. Now, let's get to the coil. I hear a lot about, well, you have to change the coil. No, you do not. When the big automakers went to 12 volt in the mid-50s, they continued to use 6 volt coils. They put a ballast resistor in. See it right there. Readily available, any box store, they got them. When you go look at a coil, if you look on the box, some will say internally regulated, some will say nothing. You want the ones that say nothing, and then you put the ballast resistor in. In theory, I haven't tried it. I can't address how well it works. You could buy an internally regulated one and put it in. It's just so much easier to get that ballast resistor and put it in, so just do it. Now, if you have any things on the car, you'll have to change all the light bulbs. Readily available. Napa, big box, they all have them. All the sockets are readily able to take 12 volt bulbs, so it's not a big deal. If you have a radio in your car, you may want to put in a little item that will convert that from 12 down to 6 so you can keep your radio. Other than that, it's not a big deal. So, like I say, I would not do this on a restoration project. Leave them alone. They're fine. If you got the 6 volt system, make sure you got good grounds, and you'll be fine. Don't worry about it. But like I said, I did this so I could use some things on this so-called hot rod that I could not use unless I went to 12 volts. That's how you do the 12 volts. Thanks, guys.